Hello, my name is Kiah Beeman, and this is my literacy block presentation. You might be asking yourself, why am I signing? Well, I'm a deaf education major, and my literacy block focuses on students at a deaf school who are in a 7th grade English class. My teaching will focus on bye-bye philosophy. Why? Well, it's one of my literacy beliefs, and it's also one of my classroom non-negotiables. So what does that mean, bye-bye? It means bicultural, bilingual. So that means that my teaching will respect deaf culture, and it will include English and American Sign Language together. So every quarter is going to have a little bit of a different focus. For example, for the first quarter, we're going to focus on two things. First, we'll focus on determining where students are performing, how they're reading, and second of all, we'll focus on building basic literacy skills. What are the students going to be reading? They'll be reading their own books of their own choice, and they'll be reading them independently. For the second quarter, the focus is going to shift to literacy discussions. The whole class will be reading the same book. It'll be one that they've voted on from 2 to 3 different book choices, and they'll pick one that the whole class will read. My mini lessons are going to focus on two different things. First on vocabulary, and secondly on fluency. For third quarter, we'll start book clubs or literacy groups. The class is going to be split into two different groups of 3 to 4 students each. Now you might be saying, why 3 or 4? That's because in a normal deaf classroom there's about 6 to 8 students in the class. I'm going to group the students based on their reading level, and my mini lessons will focus on 3 things: comprehension, analysis, and maintaining literacy discussions. For fourth quarter, finally, the fourth quarter, students will have partners, or if there's an odd number of students, we'll have one group of 3 students. They're going to pick one book to read, and the books that we've used previously in the year can be chosen. Now, how are the groups going to be partnered? Based on book choice. So if 2 students choose the same book, they'll be in a group together and go off. So we'll have 2, 2, 2, 2. I'm going to focus on fluency and comprehension. So class is going to start with the students coming in doing a morning routine. So if they have homework, they're going to put that away, they'll put their backpacks up, they'll take their seats, whatever they need to do. When they're done, they're going to start our daily language editing. So every day they'll have 3 sentences that they'll edit, they'll work on their own, and when they're finished, the class is going to review it, work on it together. When the editing's finished, I'll teach a mini lesson for 15 minutes. What's it going to focus on? The topic is going to vary. It'll match with whatever we're reading. And if I notice that students are struggling in a particular area, I'll focus on that. The next 30 minutes is going to be independent reading time. But at the same time, the teacher will be pulling students out for one-on-one meetings. The one-on-one meetings, students will have them at least twice a week. The next 5 minutes will be writing response. Sometimes they might have a prompt to start with, sometimes it's just going to be on their own. Students will be encouraged to write about things that they struggled with in their reading, important parts of the story, connections that they've made in the reading, and questions that they have. And why are they writing these? Well, these are going to guide their discussions. The next 20 minutes will be discussion time. How many students will be in a group? That's just going to depend on the quarter that we're in. There might be 3 or 4 students. It might just be partners. It's just going to depend. First semester is going to be more focused on teaching how you have the discussions, whereas second semester, the discussions will be held more independently. The last 5 minutes are going to be spent writing exit slips and taking their things, packing them up, getting ready to go to their next class or to go home. So what are the exit slips going to be used for? They're going to be used to inform me, the teacher, so that I know what to do with future instruction, what I need to focus. Thank you for watching my literacy block presentation. I hope that you've learned something about deaf students, and if in the future you have deaf students, maybe you can incorporate some of this into your teaching. Bye, thanks.